Some people want to change the system. Others were born to erase it. They told you to tone it down, to dim your light, to be more palatable. But here's the truth. They don't hate your style because it's loud. They hate it because it can't be controlled. You're not here to negotiate with delusion. You're here to detonate it. Fact. The most powerful revolutions didn't come from committees. They came from individuals who didn't care if the room clapped, cringed, or collapsed. And guess what? That's you. You're not misunderstood. You're inconvenient. Your energy doesn't just challenge the system. It exposes its fragile foundation. You don't walk in, you interrupt. You don't blend in, you burn through. They don't want you to conform. They want you to disappear quietly. But you're not vanishing. You're about to wipe the whole damn system like it was running on Windows 95, and you're the divine reset button. So buckle up, because in this video we're not just talking about your style. We're talking about why your very presence is a threat-level event to everything fake, fragile, and power-hungry. Number 1. Your style isn't a brand. It's a warning sign to the system. You didn't craft your style to impress anyone. It's not a look, it's not a trend, and it's definitely not a brand. It's a direct result of everything you've survived, questioned, unlearned, and outgrown. You weren't designed by culture, you were carved out by chaos. While they polished themselves to be accepted, you were being forged to be rejected, to be resisted, and to rise anyway. That's what they don't get. Your style isn't for attention. It's a coded message to the system. You failed to break me. Now I'm the one rewriting the script. The system thrives off patterns, predictability, repetition. It knows how to handle carbon copies, people who follow templates, speak safe, and dress to belong. But when you show up, you don't follow that formula. You disrupt it without even trying. Your presence doesn't just stand out, it interrupts. It messes with the frequency they're all synced to. You're not trying to be different, you just are. And that's enough to make the system glitch. It's not about what you wear, how you speak, or what your vibe is. It's deeper than that. Your style is your spiritual fingerprint. It carries the scars of battles they didn't even know were happening. It reflects wisdom they can't Google and energy they can't decode. You walk in, and they feel it. Not because you're doing too much, but because your existence challenges their entire illusion. You don't play by the rules they silently agreed to, and that makes you dangerous. They want you to tone it down, because they're terrified of what it looks like when someone walks in full power, fully unbothered and not needing a seat at any table. You are the table now. You don't wear your style like an outfit, you wear it like armor, and every time you show up as yourself, you remind people how much they've abandoned themselves to be accepted. That's why they talk, stare, criticize, or try to mimic you, because deep down, they know you didn't just show up dressed differently, you showed up built differently. And that threatens every structure that depends on conformity to survive. Number 2, you're not edgy. You're the edge itself. You're not trying to be edgy, you are the edge. The line people are too afraid to cross, the limit they don't talk about but always feel. You don't flirt with danger, you expose it. You don't live on the edge. You're the point where things shift, where comfort zones collapse, and where fake confidence crumbles. People don't know how to handle that. So they label it. They say you're too much, too intense, too bold, because they have no vocabulary for someone who doesn't water themselves down to fit in. There's a reason they're drawn to you, but can't sit too close. You challenge their numbness. You make people feel things they buried under performance and pretense. Your truth isn't sugar-coated. It's raw, uncomfortable, and non-negotiable. And the truth is, most people don't want transformation. They want aesthetics. They don't want awakening, they want applause. But you didn't come for that. You don't care if it's pretty or palatable. You care if it's real. You walk into rooms and people shift, not because you're doing anything loud, but because your presence exposes everything artificial. It's the way you carry yourself, the way you speak without fluff, the way you don't seek permission before existing in full form. That rattles people. Because they've spent so long living as diluted versions of themselves that when someone like you walks in, they're forced to confront the gap between who they are and who they pretend to be. Being the edge means you're always alone at first. You're not the crowd pleaser, you're the soul checker. People don't always clap for that. But deep down, they remember you. They replay your words in silence. They study your moves when you're not looking. Because whether they admit it or not, something in you awakened something in them. That's the power of being the edge. You don't try to change people, but your existence makes staying asleep impossible. You don't need gimmicks. You don't need permission. You are the disruption. And they can't digest it, duplicate it, or destroy it. That's why they fear it. You're not part of the system's plan. You're the part it never saw coming. The crack in the code, the shift in the timeline. The walking proof that the rules are obsolete when someone becomes the edge itself.